Welcome to Biz Wire. We lead off today with China's leaders who have been meeting in Beijing for their annual Lianghui, or two parliamentary meetings, to chart the course for the coming year. A sector we don't often report on here at Biz Wire is the chopstick industry, but a member of the National People's Congress has tied the industry with the issue of deforestation, saying the country cuts down 20 million trees per year just to make disposable chopsticks. Bo Guangxin, chairman of state-owned timber firm Jilin Forest Industry, told the NPC on Friday that the mass production of chopsticks is a heavy burden on national forests. Bo said that 80 billion chopsticks are used every year and created a visual picture that Chinese people can understand, saying that laid out, that many chopsticks can cover the ground of Beijing's Tiananmen Square, one of the world's largest public squares, more than 360 times. Despite government measures aimed at protecting forest resources, China's woods may continue to deplete because Bo said people's eating habits lead to high demand for disposable chopsticks. While this is hardly the first time that the chopstick issue has come up in China, the new numbers make the problem look particularly urgent. The country's last forest survey, published in 2009, documented rampant deforestation and forest quality far below the global average. Greenpeace has even dedicated a campaign to the chopstick problem, blaming it for the destruction of 1.2 million square meters of forest every year. Now, China has tried to clamp down on chopsticks before, mainly by taxing them, but so far to no avail. China's forest coverage is dangerously low at less than 1/4 of the world's average and ranks 139th in the world. The dire straits of China's tree coverage is a serious issue. In 2010, the Wall Street Journal reported a massive mudslide that killed 700, which was blamed on deforestation. Government officials do seem to be aware of the issue. Lei Jiafu, vice head of the State Forestry Administration, told the Congress that excessive logging is still a major problem that needs to be addressed. China introduced a logging ban in 1999 after rampant tree cutting had been blamed for soil erosion and severe flooding along the Yangtze River. During the last 5 years, Lei said Chinese loggers annually exceeded logging quotas by an average of 75 million cubic meters. Xiao Xingwei, also with the Forestry Administration, said China is trying to crack down on illegal timber trade with the help of neighboring countries, including Russia, Indonesia, and Myanmar, and was seeking bilateral agreements on how to sustainably exploit forests and curb illegal logging. After quotas were implemented on domestic logging as well as bans in certain areas starting in the 1990s, Greenpeace said China's rising demand for imported wood and wood products has been seen as a driving force behind destructive timber cutting in neighboring countries. Indonesia is now the world's third largest emitter of greenhouse gases, mainly because of deforestation, with strong timber demand coming from China. Xiao was quoted by Xinhua news agency as saying that China does import timber from other countries, but its import makes only a small portion of its total consumption. However, the London-based Environmental Investigation Agency, or EIA, said China's demand for timber is driving a growing illegal trade that is stripping forests in Africa and Asia and fueling conflict, underscoring the urgency for Beijing to enact laws to crack down. EIA says that China is the world's top importer of illegal timber, with the trade worth about $4 billion a year, while globally Interpol estimates total trade in illegal timber is more than $30 billion. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Hong Lei said on Thursday that China was willing to work with the international community to protect forests. While the EIA report blames China for much illegal logging in Southeast Asia and Africa, the group does say that by contrast, China's forest coverage has increased because of tough forest protection laws and replanting programs. China has a long history of intensive agriculture going back thousands of years, so it's perhaps unsurprising that much of the nation's 3.7 million square mile territory has been subject to deforestation. Following closely on the heels of deforestation and agricultural development is desertification, the destruction of vegetative land cover that results in a landscape defined by bare soil and rock, which describes about 1/4 of China's total land surface. Despite recent gains in reforestation and grasslands restoration, the World Wildlife Federation reports that deserts in China continue to expand each year by nearly 1,000 square miles. The Guardian newspaper reported that the resulting loss of arable land has forced many people to leave their homelands because their traditional agricultural lifestyle is no longer an option. Eating with wooden chopsticks may seem like an innocuous activity, but multiplied by 80 billion every year creates more destruction than people realize, so we'll see if environmental catastrophe is enough incentive to change old habits.